Okay, so we're going to spend some time talking about the immune system and how to enhance our immune system functioning. And this is a quote that comes directly from our textbook. The germ is nothing, the terrain is everything. So I don't know if this is exactly what Pasteur meant when he came up with this quote, but when we're, as this applies to immune enhancement, most people are concerned about viruses or bacteria or germs and the risks that they pose as with regards to disease. But what this is suggesting is that it's not so much the virus or the bacteria or the germ, it's the body itself and the body's ability to fight off that germ or that virus or that bacteria. So the germ is nothing, the terrain is everything. We're going to be exposed to virus and bacteria all the time. Whether or not you get sick is when depends on how effective your immune system is. And there are ways to enhance your immune system functioning. So first of all, let's talk about the immune system. This obviously is not a physiology course. We're not going to hold you to in-depth knowledge of the anatomy of the immune system, but it's essentially a network of pathways that transports immune cells throughout the body. It's connected with the nervous system and the endocrine system. The lymph fluid, it has the consistency almost like an uncooked egg white. It's thick, it moves very slowly. It does not have a pump like the heart for the cardiovascular system, but muscles will push it through the body, that lymph fluid. And as it passes through the lymph nodes, which are located throughout the body, the lymph nodes wait on alert for foreign material. So whenever you have like foreign material in your body, toxins, things like that, the lymph nodes are essentially what kind of gets activated to start your immune system. About 90% of the immune system is around the abdominal area because that's where most of the um, uh, uh, things come in through we eat them and then they go through our digestive system. So there's also some around our ankles, knees, the groin, elbows. When women get breast cancer, a lot of times that's where it goes, the lymph nodes under the elbows. That's really when you have to be careful because it means it's kind of serious. Some of the components, again, the spleen, bone marrow, the lymph nodes, the thymus, the B and T cells. I'm sure, again, you've probably heard these before, especially the nursing students. Again, this isn't a physiology class, so we're not going to um, we're not going to, this information isn't going to be on our assignment. But essentially, the immune system is like a defense system for the body. They do not die off like skin or other cells, but they're on patrol and they're active. The most important muscle in the body for movement of the immune system is the diaphragm. So I'll post a quick video on how to do diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing is a type of breathing that they do in yoga and in Tai Chi. And in those ancient traditions, they just always knew that that type of deep breathing techniques will enhance the immune system. And it turns out, thousands of years later, when we actually test this, it turns out that they're actually right. That this diaphragmatic breathing actually helps the immune system. Um, don't worry about this. This is from our textbook. Some of the illnesses or diseases that are associated with a compromised immune system. I mean, really anything. The cold, the common cold, could be your immune system is just a little bit down and you were exposed to a virus. But HIV, obviously AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, lupus. I can't remember the full name for that illness, but lupus is better known for it. Arthritis, especially rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, social alienation. I thought that was interesting. Um, so how do we boost our immune system? First thing, healthy diet. Obviously, limit the amount of alcohol that you're drinking, the amount of drugs that you're taking. Eat a very healthy plant-based diet. Make sure that you're eating enough calories too. A lot of times people go on diets and they decide that they're only going to eat, whatever, an olive a day or something, whatever, crazy. And they get their calories down to 500-600 calories a day, and that's really bad for you. You're gonna get sick doing that. You can fast though. Fasting actually does seem to boost the immune system. In fact, even I think it's Johns Hopkins actually School of Neuroscience is recommending fasting once a day, or excuse me, once a week, maybe 2 days a week, not 2 days in a row, but maybe one day and then eat for 2 or 3 days and then take another day from fasting. And you can do it. There's millions of different ways to fast. Some people do it and they will only consume fruit juices or water or tea, and then other people will just completely fast and only have water. Um, there's different ways to do it, and I can't do it for a full 24 hours. I get too hungry, but I'll do it for, you know, 18 hours or 20 hours maybe. And of course, important exercise, physical activity, especially forms that are associated with diaphragmatic breathing, as I mentioned, yoga and Tai Chi and martial arts, things like that. Too much exercise is going to weaken your immune system. So there is an appropriate amount of exercise that you get. For those of you that like to train for marathons or whatever, just be careful. You work yourself too hard, you're going to get sick. And of course, stress. Stress kills your immune system. The stress I'm talking about, of course, especially when you do not handle it properly. So just be careful with stress. Again, this is directly from the textbook. Beneficial psychological traits with regards to boosting your immune system. Be assertive. Make sure that you're getting the things that you need to get. There's a difference between being assertive and being aggressive. Being assertive is just ensuring that your voice is heard. Faith in God. Again, I wouldn't have put that in there, but that was directly in the textbook. So having faith in God actually can boost your immune system. Again, it depends. We have another presentation on spirituality and health, and we'll talk about some of the potential negative aspects of religion. But for the most part, faith in God is good for you. Willingness to be open and confide in others. Intimacy. Being able to be intimate, and intimate is not sexual. It's just being able to share with other people. We talked about purposeful activity already. Having a vocation in life, a meaning, a duty in life, not a duty, but a calling in life. Purposeful activity is really important. We talked about the difference between internal and external locus of control. So that internal locus of control is really important for, it's very positive psychologically. Accept stress as a normal part of life that you just encounter and overcome. Altruism, which is doing good for other people, doing good for the sake of doing good, not expecting anything in return. And then the ability to adapt and endure. Okay, so sorry to switch presentations on you midway, but there's another one I wanted to take a look at as well. And I think this kind of makes sense. If you think about everything that we've been talking about, psychoneuroimmunology, positive states of mind, positive thoughts, positive emotions are going to have a positive feeling, a positive impact on your immune system, your cardiovascular system, and everything else. So it kind of makes sense that laughter actually does work, right? So there is actually an official term for the study of the medical benefits of laughter. It's called gelotology. It's the study of the physiology of laughter. And there are many well-known physiological and psychological benefits of laughter. It stimulates the endorphins, some of the other hormones that are going to help with pain management, increase quality of life, increase quality of life, decrease in anxiety. Good for your heart, good for your respiration. It's good for your muscles, enhances the immune system, like we were just talking about. One researcher actually referred to laughter as internal jogging. So they've known this for a long time. That's why they do things in hospitals and things like that, especially for children. Just be careful. Not all humor is positive. I think there is a difference between racism and making fun of racial stereotypes, because every time I mention this in a classroom, somebody asked me about Chris Rock or one of the other comedians that use a lot of harsh language. And I love Chris Rock. I think he's hysterical. I think there's a difference between what he's doing and flat out racism. Just be careful with negative humor. That's all. And then, of course, we talked about stress already. So just like meditation, we talked about people who meditate on a regular basis. They have lower levels of stress chemicals in their bloodstream. Well, it's the same thing with people who laugh. People who laugh have lower levels of those stress chemicals, which is kind of cool, you know. So again, benefits are explained in psychoneuroimmunology, the connection between the mind and the body, you know, emotional states in the immune system and the nervous system. So it kind of makes sense that laughter is going to be helpful. Okay, there was a movie, a Robin Williams movie called Patch Adams, which I never really got into, but you might want to watch it. It's about a doctor who uses humor. My taste in movies is more along the lines of Dumb and Dumber. So I'm really looking forward to November. The new Dumb and Dumber is coming out. All right, I hope this was helpful. Take care.